Are you ready for this one? This one's going to knock your socks off. So we have 43, we have 51, and we have 46. You're going to love this. California Civil Code 46. It's a violation of the law to say that someone has an infectious disease when they don't. There it is. Checkmate. Hook, line, and sinker. You're going to argue with me? Okay, Mr. Costco guard. Well, I haven't gone. I'm never going to Costco. Why would I go there? Why would I beg to give money to somebody that's telling me I'm a diseased person and I'm less than others? And why would I go there when they're violating California Civil Code 51? It's atrocious. And California Civil Code 46, which means if your boss is telling you that you have to get tested twice a week, he's violating California Civil Code 46. And you say, where is your evidence that I'm sick?
Yes.
Further, the CDC and OSHA both state, not that I care what the CDC says or OSHA, but just let's play in their playground for a moment. They both say that this COVID testing is only for those with symptoms. Further, OSHA says that your employer may choose to offer screening. Screening is like, do you have a fever? Are you feeling okay? How about those bowel movements? That's called a screening. Any of you teachers who hopefully are going to get out of the public schools, I have so many parents that want tutors for their kids. What are you doing in these schools? You got to leave that evil behind. Email us at The Healthy American. We are creating lists. Oh my gosh, I got to do a quick promo here. Public Square coming in September, all right? You are going to be able to connect with people. Now, I just met the fellow, but I'm always recommending and promoting people that want to connect. My 3 precepts at The Healthy American, the 3 tenets are connection, education, and action. So this is the connection. This is a way to connect with people. My vision, which I'm coming to in just a moment, hang on, I want to give you another law here, but OSHA and the CDC say that your boss, your employer, may choose. Does that sound like it's required? So when your boss says, well, you don't have to get the vaccine, but you have to get tested, you say, show me the law. It's another t-shirt I actually have called Show Me the Law. And then they're going to say, well, it's the health order. And you go, okay, well, show me the authority of the health officer to violate the Constitution. And then, of course, they start to hem and haw, and then they put you on unpaid leave, and then you're like, okay, I have some new uncharted territory in my life. Trust me. God's rejection, it's not really rejection, it's God's protection. He wants you out of that job if you're going to get fired. You got to find something better, my friends. And that's going to lead me right here. California Business and Professions Code 16721. It prohibits a person from being disqualified from entering a business based on these characteristics. So any of these stores, you bring this and you say, would you please read this out loud for me? I don't have my glasses. Would you read this, please? Take it to the Costco guy. And of course, they're going to say, no, I don't care. And then you mark that in a little list when we do our class action lawsuits against these behemoths. And they probably won't go far anyway because many of the judges are corrupt, but it doesn't matter. What matters is we take the action. All right, the last couple I want to tell you, California Health and Safety Code 24171. The legislature, which is the only body that makes law, all right? And people wanted me to talk about these laws coming up. It says you have the right to determine what is done to your own body. Yeah. Period. Yeah. Period. Nobody can force you to have the TB test, the colonoscopy, a forced hysterectomy, but they will be doing that soon. I predict that they will be withholding all these scholarships for young people until they prove that they've been sterilized. You know, for the public good. Too many people. You know, the resources, global warming. They will do that. And people who didn't stop at the mask and went along with it to comply, I'm sorry, but you paved the way. You set down those stepping stones to where we are. And I want you to be duly chastised. I want you to be convicted right now by the Holy Spirit going, dang, I shouldn't have done that. I really do. Because if you are not, and you're here, and you're saying you care about freedom, but you laid down those paving stones, that's not right. But there is redemption, and there is forgiveness, but you have to proclaim that you are going to live now honoring God and not honoring man. Amen. And just like Alondra said, I will die starving, homeless on the street before I comply with anything. But I know that I won't, because look around you, all these healthy Americans here. I want you to raise your hand if you are willing to swap a text with somebody, swap your email, your phone number. Look around now, raise your hand. If you want to connect with somebody, like, look around, see their face. Look around and say, okay, I'm going to see you. Okay, let's connect. Do it, look around. Because you have got to leave today with one new person that you've met. Do that today, one new person. Because there is strength in numbers. You can swap ideas, you can share information, and please share all of the stuff about the Healthy American on all of your Telegram and all that. It's hard for me to be on those channels because they keep putting up counterfeit profiles. And then they, try to sideswipe you. But I am on Instagram, Healthy American Peggy Hall, Facebook, YouTube channel. And then I also want to let you know that tomorrow night, we are doing our live concierge call. And this is because many people are reaching out to us for help, and we simply do not have enough hours in the day to answer everybody. This is a program that you can invest in, and it's going to help us build what I'm going to talk about in a moment, our future societies and our future communities. If you need our help for free, it's available. You can go right now on your phone to put in thehealthyamerican.org.
Religious exemption is also valid for people that are in military.
Yes, the military is not above the law. The military, the government, we have helped those in the military get their religious exemption if they follow our strategy. Remember, you can't bring in the science, the Nuremberg Code, and other things. It has to be strictly, these are my religious views.
Thank you. There's a couple more questions. Oh, does the religious exemptions that you and your husband provide also apply to other states besides California?
Yes, this is 100% across the United States, and what we are providing is actually education. So we will show you how to write them. We give you some samples, and Pastor David has an attestation of faith that explains the Christian worldview and its opposition to any of these intrusions, whether it's a test or the needle or anything else they may come up with. So yes, it applies to every state.
And our last question is, there's a lot of questions, but these are the top 3. What about when an employer does not accept your religious exemption? What do you do after that?
So this is called an appeal. And normally, you have to, our best advice before you put in your exemption, you write them an email and you say, I would like to submit a request for accommodation for my religious views. What are the standards you are going to use to evaluate it? What is the criteria that you are using? And if you know the criteria, then you will be able to write that correctly. But you can always appeal it, and the only reason they're being denied is when people are bringing in other points of view. Yeah, and we have a couple questions for the crowd too.
Okay, there you go. Let's see. What's your question?
My question is,
so everybody can hear you. 1 second.
Peggy, when they deny you at Costco and you still go in without the mask and they don't wait on you, what do you do? I just got kicked out of San Diego Hardware, and because I
banned for life.
Banned. You can never come in this store again. From San Diego, one of the most popular stores that have been here forever. I was kicked out. What do I do now?
Congratulations.
Yeah, that is so humiliating. And you're like, by what right? But the problem is we're dealing with criminals. That's like, somebody stealing your car. And you're like, what are you doing? Give it back to me. Well, they're going to just drive off with it because they're criminals. So you can file a notice of discrimination against them. We have that on the website. You can report them to I would report them to your district attorney and say they're violating all these laws. I would send them a letter with all these laws that they're violating, and I would put them on notice. It has to be done with education. But before that happens, And I know you get caught off guard sometimes. You're like, oh, I just went in there last week, it was fine. But normally, I call in advance, and I'm like, I'm coming in, and I don't wear a mask, and what are you gonna do? Because they're required to accommodate you. That's like saying, no, we're not putting in a ramp. No, those wheelchair people, they can fend for themselves. You know, what I would do, like I would go in a wheelchair. I'd roll up in a wheelchair without a mask. Seriously, my brother-in-law was in a wheelchair for many, many years. He's now passed on. I wish I had his wheelchair. I would walk in with the Bible and say, you're discriminating against me because of my religious views. It just depends where you want to take it. But you cannot force people to follow the law. That's something we can't do. We can only educate them.
Work, and they don't want to send their kids to school because they don't want their kid to be masked. I am not working during the day right now. I live in a beautiful little cottage with a backyard. There you go. You guys are more than welcome. Anybody who wants somebody to take care of their kid while they're at work, I will do it right now completely for free. I'm going to jump on board with Beverly and with Peggy and whoever I can to get something started. Anybody who wants to help be an educator. I have a backyard with a garden. We can grow. Anybody who wants to help out with, I want to teach these kids aquaponics, solar power, whatever we can do in my little cottage. I would love to have the more the merrier, students, parents, even if you just need somewhere to leave your kid for a few hours while you can work. No money, no questions asked. And I'm Erica Marino.
What area?
Erica, how do people contact you? Do you want to give your email, phone number, Instagram?
Sure. I have some paper in my handy dandy backpack, and I'm going to make a little email list so you can add your number to the email list, and I will get a hold of you as soon as possible. And I live in Old Town, right off the exits, very centrally located. Thank you.
Yeah, let's just read.
Okay, did everybody hear that? Erica is offering to take your kids for the freedom learning, and Erica, because of that, did you go through my program, or should I go through it for free? You're going to go through it for free. Yes. Okay, she's going to be certified as a freedom learning specialist, and those that want to donate to her, even though she said she's not going to charge. This is the community we're building, you guys. This is it. This is what we're doing. And thank you, Alondra, for bringing us together. This is a community. And then when you're like, oh my gosh, my car broke and my mechanic won't let me in, it's like, oh, well, my brother-in-law's a mechanic. This is what we're doing. This is how communities are designed to be, and it will happen. We're going to do that.
There's a couple more questions.
Hi, I'm Megan. I spoke earlier, and I'm a first responder for the city of San Diego. And I did email city HR 2 weeks ago and asked for a religious exemption for a mask, and they never responded. And so I spoke with my commanding officer, and he basically said he didn't think that there was a religious exemption for a mask, and that he said I should do an exemption for the job, but he did say that he didn't think that they could make an accommodation for a mask because of Cal OSHA standards, and that he believed that he was not able to do that. And so we are texting him now all of the laws. And is that all we need to do, or what's next?
Well, this is the issue with the mask. No one can require you to restrict your breathing. Period. The problem is that, no, it's illegal. It's also illegal for them to feel you up. The TSA, right? It's illegal for them to make you walk through with your arms up like you're a burglar or something, criminal. Yeah, they did that years ago. They brainwashed us many, many years ago. The whole idea is to not have people fly. They do not want people to travel. They want to control you like they did in Morocco. So showing your papers will be coming soon. You have to fly private or drive. Those are my options, my personal options.
If you guys don't know this, Peggy literally volunteers her time. She's never asked me for a dime. She literally comes here on her own free will to be a service to the community. So if you guys really feel that you got something out of this, this is a donation box for Peggy. So please, she didn't ask me to do this. I know she doesn't like this, but it is very important because people that put their job to the side, like Peggy has done, and to be a contribution to the community, we obviously have to make a living. So please support her. If you don't have cash, then you can donate at thehealthyamerican.org. Correct? Okay. So I hope that you guys got a lot of information. Now you know what you need to do. If your employer wants you to have a vaccination, let them fire you so you have a case. Don't just quit and don't just get a vaccine if you don't want to, okay? So let them fire you and then contact a lawyer like Mr. Creep and then file a lawsuit against them. Okay, and also for religious exemptions, even if you're in the military, it's good to know that they're also valid. Contact Peggy at thehealthyamerican.org. Okay?
Yes, on the recall.
Thank you. And please, on the recall, please go and vote. It's September 12th. Is it September 12th, Peggy? 14. See, I'm not in politics. But we have to stand up and we have to participate. So please, please, please get involved. Go to the rally tomorrow and please go to the Board of Supervisors meeting on Tuesday at 10 a.m. Thank you so much.